Well, Taylor Swift's new album is up 5,600% in curse words and profanity.
Yeah, this is comparing Taylor Swift's very first album to her latest album, The Tortured Poets Department. 5,600% more curse words.
Wow.
That's a
That's a
my
lot.
goodness.
That's a big jump.
Yeah.
And look, I don't think anyone on the show is like a Puritan or whatever,
I
but
know.
I do think if you have some younger fans, it could be kind of a shock to some parents like, oh, crap, I didn't know it had all these F words in the song.
I think the difference here is that because I love a very well-placed F word. I think it can really drive home the point.
Nothing like it.
Really make the story just like the cherry on top, you know? You got to use it properly. But the difference here is that Taylor Swift is no longer 13. You know? And so I'm not saying that everybody curses like that, but I think that she's matured in the sense of
How old is she?
Taylor
30?
Swift is 30.
But I mean, well into her 20s, she wasn't cussing like this on
her
albums.
Folklore had more.
Yeah, I guess the last two. This
Folklore
one and the
had-
last one.
yeah.
Taylor
34.
Swift is 34.
34.
Yeah, so probably up until she was 30, she wasn't cussing on her albums.
Right, as much. And so...
And if you're comparing it to her debut album that released when she was 17.
yeah, okay, 17. And so she was watching it.
Wow.
She was watching it back then. Now, on this album, The Tortured Poets Department, someone joked that if the trend continued, Taylor Swift is going to be using the F word 24,000 times 5 albums from now. if it continues.
It's a lot of math.
Yeah, but I listened to it. You know, I've listened to the brand new album several times. She is not afraid of the F word. She's not. And sometimes I'm like, oh, girl.
Do
Dang.
you think that's an effort from her to show, hey, I'm not a kid anymore. I'm grown up, and she's trying too hard?
It's like forced,
It doesn't feel forced.
doesn't?
It doesn't. I mean, you very easily, because we do what we do and we talk every day, and yes, we do use some curse words, you know, to drive home our points, or sometimes one slips out by accident, Jason. But it's very easy to not. I mean, if you
Right.
make a conscious effort
To
to
not
not
do
do
it.
it, you cannot do it. I think it's just she's in a place now where it's like, I'm putting what I'm putting.
Okay.
Maybe Travis Kelce's turning her into a bad girl.
Maybe.
Maybe so.
Down bad, crying at the
Here's an
gym.
example.
Everything comes out teenage petulant. If I can't have him, I might just die. It would make no difference. Down bad, waking up in blood. Staring at the sky, come back and pick me up. If I can't have us, I might just not get up. I might stay down bad. If I can't have him, down bad. If I can't have him.
So 4 Fs in 36 seconds. Pretty strong.
I mean, but it didn't feel forced. If it's the lyric, it's the lyric.
Yeah.
Well, and sometimes you hear the unedited versions, you know, like obviously Forget You by CeeLo Green.
Yes.
The unedited one is like, oh, it's like almost caustic to your soul. You're like,
Yeah.
Because the one you hear more often is the non-edited one.
Uh-huh.
So when you hear it, it says F you like 1,000 times in the song. And then the Justin Bieber song.
Yeah.
Yes.
When it's the unedited, you're
With
like,
the Kid
whoa,
Laroi?
whoa,
Oh, yeah.
Biebs, whoa, what are you doing?
And doesn't Selena Gomez have a song too where the real unedited or the radio edit doesn't have the F word in it, but then, you know, hear
Yes.
it and like, Selena,
Wizards of Waverly or whatever she was on.
I didn't know.
Because a lot of artists will replace that word with thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so then you hear it and you're like, oh, they're being very appreciative.
Yeah. And
Which
won't
is
you
the
go and love
opposite.
yourself? Was it
Yeah.
Bieber? Won't you go
Yeah.
and love your? And
Yep.
you're like,
Yeah.
oh no.
That's not what he
Yeah.
wants you to do.
Well,
Or what's the? Oh, sorry.
Which one is
Also,
it?
the Akon song. Well, you're talking about the stripper. I just want to love you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Akon, you.
Uh-huh.
yeah,
yeah.
It,
I'm
it
like,
changes
oh,
the
yeah.
whole vibe of
Yeah.
the song.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
does.
It went from romantic to like dirty.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Now, Taylor Swift's not the only artist, use that term loosely,
Mm.
who uses extraordinarily high amount of cuss words.
Do you think this is like a trend?
I think so.
More artists
More
are
so.
doing it.
Yes.
Okay.
Our very own intern Squidward who released a song, and it's front loaded with lots of dirty birds, as he
Is
calls
it?
it.
No.
Is it?
Is it?
Is it?
You wrote it.
I had to edit it, yes.
Oh, you. Oh, okay.
This
And
is a
you
song
wrote it.
he
I'm
calls
sorry.
Bob Ross
Oh, yeah.
after the painter.
R.I.P.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And that's the first thing I noticed, like a lot of cussing, and in my opinion, because I do like your raps, felt forced. Like too many.
Phil Force.
Too
Oh,
many. The rest
okay.
of the song I liked, but at the beginning I'm like,
Okay.
I was a little turned off at the beginning.
But
then, yeah.
Jared's very religious and sensitive.
No. I've listened to tons of music, and it just seemed like too much.
Do you remember the time that Jared's mom found his Adam Sandler that
Right.
was laced with profanity
Yes.
in his car? He's been listening to the dirty words for a long time.
And then sometimes, then there's some people, like, if they go from an environment where there's no cussing, and then then they go on like cable or they go on satellite or whatever, and they can cuss, and they almost cuss just because they can.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, but maybe I'm wrong. Here it is.
All right.
Edited.
They really said we wouldn't be, man. They really did. Yeah, they said I want them out. Then how the hell I go from 0 to the 1 up biggest
3,
on them the whole time. I'm a mouse
5.
hating speaking down, but it don't amount.
7.
There's a reason why you broke and reasons why I'm rich. I took your it was easy. She said you a
9,
I'm
10,
a rapper
11,
now.
11,
I am
12,
ignorant. Money talking to my ear. I can't hear you.
13.
Said you talking, but I can't even hear you. Cause I got too much dry swag. Got too much charisma. Face.
Yeah, so it's like 15, and he doesn't even really start rapping till 5 seconds. So it's like 15 and 30 seconds.
Yeah, there's plenty more.
Wow.
We just stopped it there.
It seemed a little, I love the beat and the rest of the song, but it was just like, that's a lot in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
guess I don't really realize it, but yeah, I guess you're right.
and they become less and less impactful because it's like, okay, another one, another one, anher one, another one, another
Yeah.
one,
I
another
was
one.
editing that together, and I was like, "Oh, I got them all." And then I went back, and I'm like, "Oh no, there's the P word." Whoops.
Yeah, I didn't realize. Yeah, it was
Because
that.
during a couple of those, they're mumbled. Like it's like reiterated or mumbled underneath.
Oh, the ad lib.
He's like, I
know which one you're
took your
talking
beat,
about.
and
Yeah,
he's like,
the
yeah,
ad-lib.
she said you's a, and got it.
Yeah.
Matt, good job editing that. 'Cause
Yes.
that was a
Yeah,
minefield of disaster.
Squid, you say I didn't realize it, but you wrote it. So how do you? Is it?
Well, I mean, consciously think about it. I'm like, oh
Desensitized.
yeah. I'm like, yeah. I
Yeah.
guess it is a lot of
Desensitized.
a lot of bleeping. It would need. Yeah.
you kiss your mama with that mouth?
On the cheek.
She's like, God bless Squidward.
As someone who's never had a hit album or single and never will, my constructive criticism is I would tone that part down.
Okay.
I would
Okay.
tone because
Yeah.
I think it almost takes away from your talent.
Yeah.
It's distracting from like the rest of it.
If he wants to appease the masses, is that what you're saying? Because like
And
maybe
I know he
doesn't.
does.
Yeah.
Like you want to be as rich as possible.
I mean, yeah. Who doesn't? Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
You're not trying to get some weird niche that you'll be underground and make no money for.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah.
I know some people are artists that way, but like,
Uh-huh.
Uh huh.
Not
that's,
Squidward.
that's just my thought.
Yeah. I mean, and Mama Squid will probably agree with that.
Agree
too.
with it.
Yeah. I'd say so. Yeah.
I mean, you can have like the dirty, unedited version, like deep cut, if people want to hear it. But
Yeah, like the B
Yeah.
side, your B side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The B side. Yeah.
I think he's so used like rapping that way, and then when he's hanging out, he's so used to it. He's so desensitized that he doesn't notice it. He didn't think that
Well, I
was
mean-
a lot of cursing.
Yeah. I mean.
15 and 30 is pretty
I'm
tight.
fully aware of what I'm saying, but yes, when I sit back and think about how many times did I say that, I'm like, ooh, yeah.
Well, you remember we were at karaoke, and he wanted to freestyle
Oh
instead of sing
my
karaoke,
gosh.
and he
Oh.
asked
And it was good.
he asked
was
the
good.
DJ.
The whole bar was shocked.
He was like, "Do
We
you
all
have
know
any? Do you
dirtier.
have any instrumental songs?" And we're like, "Yeah, it's karaoke. He only has instrumental
all he's
songs."
got.
That's what it is.
And then he got up there, and we're just like, there was like two people there that were really feeling it, and the rest of us were like, "This is filthy."
like I think even Satan was there at the time. He was like, I don't know.
You gotta ease up. But I will say, I
I'm
think
gonna
this
go
is
outside for
Oh,
a minute,
jeez.
cool off.
the 4 songs Squid just dropped are some of his best stuff because he doesn't repeat himself. Other than the curse words. I mean, he repeats the curse words a lot. But there's only so many of those. But you don't have the, like in Sugar Mama Rolly, it was just him repeating Sugar Mama Rolly, whoa,
Whoa.
for 2.5 minutes.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
This is actually, there's none of that in the new stuff that he's got.
Well, you
So
see,
there's no chorus?
he's growing.
There's chorus, but there's a
there?
difference in like
Oh,
a normal
yeah.
chorus and what Squid would do, where he would just say, Sugar Mama Rolly, what? Sugar Mama Rolly, whoa.
Whoa.
Sugar Mama Rolly, what? Sugar.
Yeah.
And it was just that.
Yeah, and
Looped.
the song's like 5 minutes, and like Matt said, 2.5, 3 minutes of it just repeated.
I didn't know digital songs could skip. That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like.
Also, and I know this is down the road, I would get try to find a good female singer to do some of your hooks.
I'm available
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
need me.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I've just been so nervous to ask you. But
She can do like a Shakira
the fact you
impression.
said it
Don't.
first, yeah.
I'm here for you, Squid.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
you just broke the ice with that conversation.
God, you asked.
I don't want you to be nervous to approach me. You can ask me anything.
Okay, let's get in the studio.
Anytime.
But get it
Anytime.
written in a contract.
Yeah.
Because he will screw you over in 2
I
seconds.
don't think he'll want to sign me for anything. I know myself well.
Speak for yourself.
But I agree with Matt. The newer stuff is, I think, better. You see progression
Overall.
He's
Well, thank
evolving.
overall.
Yeah,
yeah.
he's getting better.
You and Taylor Swift evolving.
Yeah, me and Taylor, tomato. There's a song called Taylor Swift on it, by the way.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
It all connects.
I was with a couple of people this weekend that heard that, and they were taken back by some of the things you said in that song. So,
Right.
Oh.
yeah,
Oh.
just the way you describe things you do to women, it's impressive.
But no, it's all about it's about your girlfriend who loves Taylor Swift but can still put on some Young Dolph and get nasty. That's what the song's about.
yeah, emphasis on the nasty.
Don't let Taylor Swift fool you either. I'm sure she's
She's with Travis Kelce. I'm
she's
sure
been
it's
with
crazy.
a lot of guys. Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
probably very wild.
You think so?
Yes,
I think so.
I do.
Okay.
I agree.
I've never
I
really
think
thought
just
about
like-
it before, but
I
all
think
right.
it's an innocent front a lot of times, just like the cursing you're hearing now. I think she goes, she's woo. Yeah. It's probably stuff she does that even I would be like, oh my gosh, how is that going to come out?
Is that what it's like to go inside the mind of a man? Because I literally have never thought that about
Really?
Taylor Swift.
Oh,
Not
yes,
one time.
Oh, no,
Definitely.
but have you ever thought of that of Jason Momoa? Like, I bet
No.
he takes charge.
Oh, well, because I've actually seen him in
Right, yeah.
scenes where
Oh, I see.
I've seen him in scenes,
I'm talking about in the
you know,
bedroom.
but
yeah.
yeah, because I've seen that because of that.
Oh, that's true. I've
You
heard
know?
about Game of Thrones.
So
I was
then
thinking
it's
Aquaman.
like,
I'm like, what scene
you
is
know.
Aquaman?
And also,
does he
you
do?
got to remember who she's with. She's been with like John Mayer. I mean, he's known for past boyfriends. I guarantee it, Katie. I guarantee it.
All right.
Sometimes they say powerful women and some men when they're always in control and power. That when they get in that situation, it's the opposite.
Oh yeah.
They want to be dominated.
I bet you
and,
Travis Kelce's been in some of the most vulnerable positions.
What do you mean?
Very disturbed.
I'm gonna have to bleep this too, Jason.
Let me put your ring on, Travis.
That's not my Super Bowl ring.
Very disturbed.